what did I learn about myself, like, after finishing the whole thing? That I really can do whatever I set my mind to. Learning to listen to your body and take your time is not the most fun thing, but when you accept it, it makes a world of difference, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Cycling became like the one thing that I could do by myself for myself. And it made such a huge difference in my mental health and in my physical health. But I only started riding 2 years ago, like 2 years ago today. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. 4.5 years ago, I had my son, and I almost died from having an abdominal aortic aneurysm. And everything that you look up online says you only have a 5-year life expectancy after you have one of those. So I was sitting there counting down the days until, like, is it gonna be today? Will I get to see my kid grow up? Will I get to see him turn 5? 3 years ago, I had a CT scan. It was the first time since it all happened that anyone said, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna live. So I was like, sweet, I get to, like, you know, watch my kid grow up. I get to keep going.
Good morning.
So are you on for a bike ride?
Mommy, I want to go on an adventure.
A year later, I got my bike.
You guys gotta follow my lead now.
And I started riding, and was committed to riding however much I could, and ending up with like 150 to 200 miles a week.
A bunch of shit in that big ass bag.
It can be really, really hard to find time as a mom when you want to be able to ride. It feels so hard, but it makes such a difference for me. I will say, 6 months ago, I had to stop riding. A lot of the time right now, I feel silly for continuing to strive to be at Mid-South. My seasonal depression just, like, I feel like, wrecked me. I'm just faking my way through it. I'm pretending to be a cyclist. And on top of that, like, trying to figure out some autoimmune disorders. But my only goal at this point is to make it to Mid-South in a state where I can physically complete the race. My only goal is to finish. None of it felt real until I was on my bike going through the starting line. I was like, oh, we're doing it now. There were multiple times when I was like, you can just push a little bit farther to go to, like, get to the aid station or get to the finish line, but ultimately deciding to stop and honor what my body was telling me, like, hey, you need to stop for a minute.
So how's your ride going so far?
I have already surpassed my longest ride. I'm feeling it, but it's okay. So Mid-South was easily the hardest thing I've ever done, but yeah, I did it. I did the dang thing.